Hello everyone, and welcome to These Myths. Before we begin the video, we ask that you leave a like and a comment. Interactions help with the algorithm and help us grow the channel again. We appreciate your continued support.
The Octavius was a ship from the 18th century that left England for its destination towards east in 1761, and it successfully arrived to its goal in the following year. On its way back to England, the captain decided to navigate the ship through the treacherous and then not well-mapped Northwest Passage. This feat had not previously been accomplished, so it is assumed that the captain had wanted to be the first to make a successful journey through this route. It would have also significantly cut down on their return time, meaning they would get home much sooner than if they had taken their original route. With the weather as good as it was, he decided it was worth the risk. The path was through the seas north of Alaska and where the ship vanished, and its fate was unknown for 13 years. In 1775, the ship was found near Greenland. Upon boarding it by a small crew, the boarding party of 5 men found the entire crew of 28 people frozen to death and almost perfectly preserved. The captain's body was supposedly still at the table in his cabin, also frozen with pen in hand with the captain's log in front of him. What was strange was that in his cabin there was also the bodies of a woman, a small boy laying on the floor covered with blanket, and one of the sailor crew with a tinderbox in hand. The boarding party took only the captain's log before leaving the vessel. Unfortunately, due to the frozen ice on the book, the middle pages were lost and only the first and last pages remained intact. From what these pages said, it was determined that the ship's last recorded location with the crew alive was 250 miles north of Alaska. The Octavius supposedly got stranded in the ice of the Northern Passage, and the crew died of exposure and the freezing temperatures. Probably months later, when temperature rose and the ice melted, the ship separated from the sea ice and was adrift for 13 years. As mentioned previously, the ship's last recorded location in the captain's log was approximately 250 miles north of Utqiagvik, Alaska. This location is near the start of the Northwest Passage, while their location of discovery was along the west coast of Greenland at the end of the passage. Given the last location recorded in the captain's log, it seems the Octavius did indeed succeed in traveling through the Northwest Passage, but not with anyone alive on board. Neither historical nor medical experts can fully conclude the fates of those on board the Octavius in 1762. While death by hypothermia or exposure to freezing temperatures is nothing new, the way the bodies were positioned upon death definitely is. The idea that the captain of the ship was simply writing in his log before instantly freezing to death is incomprehensible, leaving experts scratching their heads at the eerie discovery. In addition to these illogical details, historians have struggled to find any additional information about the Octavius. They have identified an extremely similar ship, called the Gloriana, which has a nearly identical story to the Octavius. This story's earliest records are from 1828 and describe the discovery by Captain Warrens of the Try Again. Captain Warrens discovered the Gloriana in 1775, and his story has the same detailed discovery of the Octavius, including the exact day and year that the crew perished. However, he does not make any mention of the Northern Passage. To this day, experts are still researching to discover if the Octavius and the Gloriana are in fact the same ship. Though the full story of the fate of the Octavius is unclear, Many assume that some of the details of the ship's discovery may have been exaggerated over time. Perhaps stating that the captain was found frozen at his desk was a way to make the story more frightening, getting passed down as fact to future generations. Or perhaps there's another reason the crew was found frozen in the positions they were. Could they have been posed or otherwise manipulated before their recorded discovery in 1775? The world may never know the answers to these questions, but one thing is certain: the mysterious and chilling tale of the Octavius ghost ship lives on.